Okay, so I actually made a typo when they announced it. It's infrastructure as Kubernetes resource. It's not the other way around. So when they asked me to do a talk, I decided to do a talk about two tools that I like a lot. I worked with Config Connector, but I didn't work with Crossplane a lot, but they do the same thing. But yes, it's an opinionated talk. So maybe my opinion is not your opinion. If you don't like my opinion, it's OK. OK, let's start. Yeah, so usually companies, when they want to provision infrastructure in the cloud, Sahaba, what they usually do, they usually use infrastructure as code. So they would write code that would be, you can replicate somewhere else if the data center, something happened to it. So something like Terraform, like Plumi, CloudFormation, and some other companies would do ClickOps. If you're doing ClickOps, you're doing something wrong. I'm telling you now. It depends. So infrastructure as code, most companies do this. It's good. It's declarative. You have the state file somewhere safe. Yeah, as an org grows, then the question, how would you actually do infrastructure as code? How will you split it? And then this is where my tool will be arriving. So usually companies would do this. They would split the infrastructure to base infrastructure. So your VPCs, subnets, GKE cluster, IAM, DNS, shared services. And then another layer will be the application layer. So any infrastructure the application needs, it will be on the application layer. I want to see, does your company do this? If yes, raise your hand. I just want to know. OK, nice. So I like this. This works, but there is a better way to do this. So as I said before, base infrastructure changes rarely. Okay, mistakes are expensive. It stays in a centralized place. Yeah, and you shouldn't change it a lot, in my opinion. Application infrastructure changes a lot. Depends on the developer. What the developer needs, it will change. It belongs. It's owned by the app, but it's managed by the DevOps team or the platform team. Yeah, so yeah, it should be closer to the application, but it's not, unfortunately, sometimes. So yeah, what if the application infrastructure lived inside the cluster? Like, it would be, for me, it's amazing. I like this idea. It will be less friction. You won't be working as a sysadmin. You'll be working as like a platform provider for the developers or for the clients, which is the software engineers. Yes, Kubernetes already does this. It's a reconciliation engine. It already checks the state and reconcile it. It keeps the state how you tell it to. So it's already doing like the biggest part of where your infrastructure wants to be. So yes, the two tools, Config Connector and Crossplane. I used Config Connector like for 2 years. It's developed by Google. It's open source, but it's a Google specific. It maps one-to-one from the service, like the GCP resource, to a CRD in Kubernetes. So if you want to create a bucket, you just create a resource in Kubernetes, and you will have a bucket in GCP. Or any resource you can imagine on GCP. You can create it. There is a resource for it. At the end of the talk, we'll go through the documentation. For Crossplane, it's a multi-cloud. It's more powerful. It actually can extend. You can create CRDs. If you know what a CRD is, raise your hand, so I can actually describe it for you. OK, so what is a CRD? When you, for example, a pod is a resource in Kubernetes, but it's a Kubernetes-specific resource. If you want to create your own resource, your specific own resource that you can kubectl, get, you can create it using a CRD, which is a custom resource definition. So, and you'd need an operator for it. Crossplane can do this for you without you writing like an operator from scratch, because that's a lot of like a boilerplate. So it does this for you, but we won't go through it, but for you to know. Yes, so yeah, config connector. Google owns the control, as I said, one CRD per GCP resource. So you can kubectl get buckets, and you'll see all the buckets that you created on GCP. IAM, sky is the limit. And yeah, it's not that hard to install. It's a plugin. So if you're going to deploy your GKE using Terraform, it's just a plugin that you enable. Then you just need to give it access using workload identity. So this is an example, like a YAML file for a storage bucket. Yeah, and you can decide lifecycle rules. You can enable versioning. Yeah. Yeah, crossplane, as I said before, multi-cloud. This is the best part about it. It's not you're not locked. You're like if you're using only GCP, I guess config connector is the way to go. But crossplane, you can use it. GCP, AWS, Azure, anything with an API, I guess. Oops. One thing I want to mention about crossplane, it's the composition. It has a feature called composition. If you want, let's say, to combine multiple resources into one resource, it's like Helm, but inside Kubernetes. It enables you to create a CRD without the hassle. I never used it, but it's very interesting. I would highly recommend you guys reading about it. So this is crossplane. This is how you create a bucket. Simple. One thing about crossplane, it's modular. So it depends on providers. If you work with Terraform, it's the same as Terraform, but you have to deploy it. Each provider, I mean. The best part about these tools, it enables GitOps. So you can just bake them inside your Helm chart. Who here worked with Helm? So Helm is a way to template your Terraform resources to easily deploy them later on. So you template them, and then you can just deploy it with one values, like a YAML file value, and you can deploy it. The best part about these tools I'm selling you guys is that you can actually bake it inside Helm, and then you can just add it in the values, like it's going to be GCP resources and whatever you decide. Yeah, and you can use Argo CD, Flux CD as your CD tools, any CD tool, customize or Helm to template them, and yeah, life is easy. Yeah, this is a small comparison between them. GCP only, multi-cloud. Yeah, it can extend your, yeah. Crossplane is very powerful. It can extend your anything with an API. I think it's possible to create a CRD for it easily. Yeah. As I iterated, if you're using GCP, go only, and you don't think you're gonna move, just use config connector. If not, go with crossplane. For recap, yeah, teams usually, as I said before, teams split them. Like a base layer, which is slow, a fast layer, which is application layer. The application layer is where Terraform friction shows up. Like you're gonna be a sysadmin a little bit for this. It's not gonna be GitOpsy. It's not gonna be a platform. If you enjoy this, good for you, but I don't. Kubernetes already compiles. It already does this. And one thing I will mention, let's say, one thing config connector doesn't do is actually grant. So if you create a database on GCP, Azure, etc., and you want to, we'll get to it after the talk, and when I show you the docs. If you create a skill user, it will create a super user for you, which is not good. Sometimes you just want to create a user and grant it specific access. So you can do it with Crossplane. You can only install the Postgres provider on Crossplane and do it that way. So you'll have a mix of both. And yeah, let me now go to the documentation. One other thing about config connector, yeah, I don't know, Google didn't pay me. I just like it, guys, believe me. It has good documentation. So it's like Terraform. Every resource has its field. So for example, if I search pub sub, yeah. So for example, let's see a topic. No, wait, maybe pub sub. No one understands. Let's go for a SQL user. Find SQL user. Yeah. So yeah, this is the field. Let's go for the example. Inside Kubernetes, there is a resource. You can list it, kubectl get, and you can even create a Kubernetes secret and pass it to it, like simple. Yeah. So thanks for coming to the talk. I didn't know it's going to be this crowded. Give it to you. We'll come to the questions.
This is the next part. If you're like me, when I first heard about this from Maytham, I had a lot of questions. So the floor is open to any questions.
So how do you
just raise your hand? We'll give you the mic and you can ask your question.
Yeah. So how to deploy it, right?
My wishes about how to do it at rest.
Yes. So base infrastructure, you do it with Terraform. Yes. Yeah. No way. So I wouldn't recommend doing config connector at all. Yes.
But for this configuration, it would be
in Terraform. In Terraform, you can enable it with the you can enable it as a plugin. So GKE has a plugin. So GKE has a plugin. You can do it through Terraform. You can enable the config connector plugin. The only thing you need to do is give it access using workload identity.